Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Classic video. Now today there was a big game update and the new animal, which is Axis Deer, were revealed and added to the game. This was the little information thing that was put on Steam, basically saying that they've strung us out for weeks with the clues, but now we know it's Axis Deer, they've been released into Bushrangers Run, you'll find them on the right hand side of the map. There are trophy poses, a cooler and scent spray which you can buy from the store. And for those of you who were hoping to see fallow deer up there, stay tuned. So I would say it's very likely we're also going to see fallow deer at some point this year because Jaxie Beard also teased that there was more to come this year than just the Axis deer. But looking in the store, you can see the animal trophy shot pose pack. There are 4 poses, 2 sort of stood up alert poses, one with its head down as if it's attacking, the cooler, and the scent spray. Now, I'm going to show you what I do on the map and where I've been finding the Axis deer. I have been hunting them ever since they released. So what I do is I actually fast travel to this lodge over here, and basically the Axis deer can be found all the way around here, mainly. I have tried the other side of the map because you can go to the other outpost, and it does say that you can find Axis deer around there, but I didn't really find many sort of heading over to the left-hand side of the map. They were pretty much all on the right hand side of the map, so if you want to hunt them, I'd recommend starting at this lodge here and then fast travelling over here. It's a really, really good way of getting straight into Axis deer territory and getting that spawn, like, of them being around the lodge. I've had them appear right by the lodge, like you guys are going to see in this video, so yeah, definitely recommend doing that. But let's take a look at a few of them. So I have been out and I have shot a few bucks. I have seen some incredible bucks shot by some of my friends. One of my friends notably got a 202. Big shout out to Dan getting that massive Axis deer. That is an incredible buck to get. It was one of his first ones, I think. It was awesome. But the first male Axis deer I found was this little guy who was actually sleeping. And that was not how I expected to find my first male Axis deer. The first one I found was just a doe, so I decided not to include it in this, but you're going to get a good look at what these animals look like. They are absolutely gorgeous. They have done a really, really fantastic job with these guys. And there is 2 rare variations, it appears to be melanistic and albino. There doesn't appear to be a piebald from what I've heard. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me down in the comments. But at the moment, it appears that there is only melanistic and albino. But this one is not a massively big one, it's a decent one at 138. So I did decide I'd take a trophy shot of him and just use my favourite pose out of all of the poses, which is this lying down one. I'm not a big fan of the standing up poses as much. I will include a trophy shot that I took with a doe using one of the standing up poses at the end of the video for you guys to see. But I really do like those poses with them actually led down. They're far more realistic, so really like that. But I've also been working on trying to get my tracking up for Axis deer, and of course everyone at the moment is low level, so we can't really get the information from the tracks. But I was tracking a little group, and I thought I could just see some movement in the vegetation up ahead, and there actually ended up being an Axis buck in there that I managed to call out using the new caller. So this is the Axis Deer Screamer cooler, which is basically like what we have in Call the Wild for Axis Deer, but it sounds quite different. And yeah, it works really well. They come straight into it. It's very, very effective. It could be really fun to actually bow hunt these guys. I am going to take this guy with the bow just because he was at such close range. But I've been using mainly my 9.3 over under, and it has been really, really good for taking down the Axis deer. So I highly recommend that, and obviously a bow for closer encounters. But you can see me here just looking around a little bit. That's because I was just making sure that that call was from him and not from some other one that I had spotted, because I've done that a few times. I've spotted one in the distance and then gone and tried to pick up tracks and forgotten about it. But I dropped in there very quickly with the snake bite. I absolutely love the snake bite bow for situations like this. So quick and so clean and silent. It means that if there's any others in the area, they're not going to spook. And this guy is only a little one at 88 score, so really nothing special with him. But another look at the Axis deer and them being a really beautiful model. Now, this next clip includes one of the new things that you can find with Axis Deer now being on Bushrangers Run, and that is the shed antlers that we were actually teased with last week. So I found this right by one of the outposts that I showed, the one that I fast travelled to, and yeah, it's a decent size Axis Deer shed, and actually picking it up and getting the score of it, if I had gotten this Axis Deer in-game, I would have been thrilled. That is 102 scoring. From everything I've heard, 200 and up seems to be a really good scoring Axis Deer, so that would have been about a 204, which would have been a really, really, really good male. If I could find them actually attached to a deer, that would have been amazing. But really cool to actually find one of the sheds. And the tracks that were around them actually pointed me in the right direction to call in this small little fella. Again, not the most impressive one, but getting the spotting XP is important at this stage, and this 9.3 is just so good at dropping them. Even with like a leg hit, they'll go down in seconds, because I have made some really bad shots on a couple of them, and it's brought them down within literally seconds, which is exactly what you want really when trying to get as many down as possible for a new species. But again, you can see even the small ones like this look really good, so if you were to get a rare one, it would be a nice looking animal. Only an 87 scoring buck, but a buck nonetheless, which is basically all I was really looking for this video. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what this new species is like, where they are, what they look like, and all those kind of things. Almost stepped on this female feral hog that was sleeping. I hate the feral hogs at the minute. They are the bane of my existence, along with the feral goats for spooking the Axis Deer. But this is a really nice looking buck. Now, the really big ones, my friend described them as being like Davidson handlebars, and he was quite accurate with that description. They are big and they are wide. Not too dissimilar to what the big diamonds look like on Call of the Wild. They are really, really impressive. So if you see one with a good big spread, but with the same amount of times as this one that I was just spotting, that could be a really, really big Axis Deer. So honestly, I'm just going to be trying for the next few days to try and get one on video of a decent size. Like, even if I can just get one with the bigger frame. I tried for hours to get one with the bigger frame to show to you guys, but unfortunately I didn't get anything bigger than this guy here. But as you can see, even with not the greatest hit, he just went down within only a couple of meters, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm just amazed with how well they've done the models. They just look beautiful. Such a gorgeous animal. I cannot wait to get a really big one. But 143 is not a bad Axis Deer. Getting my tracking skills up there as well. But another nice trophy shot. I really do like this trophy shot pose for the Axis. Really nice and realistic. Awesome little deer. And now, just to prove a point about what I was saying about this outpost that I end up fast travelling to at the start of my game, there was, I did a bit of a loop around some of the terrain looking for Axis Deer, and as I ended up coming back towards the lodge, I got a call from an Axis Deer right beside the lodge. They do tend to wander down here a lot, and there was a buck with them. And you will find them either I've been finding a lot of singles or very small groups. I know a couple of my friends have found decent sized herds, but I have found a lot of single males, single females. So don't be too surprised if you do end up finding them hanging out on their own. But as you can see, this was a male with a couple of females, and I was just waiting for him to come out of this grass so that I could actually get a shot on him. Now, I do apologise for there not being any monsters in this video. I have been hunting these so hard ever since they released, looking for their locations and just trying to get a feel for them and find out where they are. They aren't that highly populated. They're definitely not as highly populated as the feral hogs and, you know, the goats and stuff like that. You just don't see as many of them. They do tend to be quite skittish as well, I've noticed. So they're a really, really fun and challenging hunt. But if you spook a group of kangaroos, you're probably spooking these guys, which is why they were so frustrating to actually try and find some of in the end. But I will be trying desperately to get a decent sized one, as I mentioned, to show off to you guys hopefully soon. Probably for my next classic video, I'll try and get one. But I hope you guys enjoy hunting these. And for those of us that really wanted fallow deer, it does look as if EW basically confirmed that there's going to be fallow deer added. So yeah, That's really exciting. I cannot wait for that to happen. But with this guy, we'll just take one last look at what the Axis deer look like. A 133 scoring, so not the biggest but not the smallest. And again, this favourite trophy pose of mine. And I must just say, the antlers on these guys look absolutely fantastic. Really, really well done on these. I think they look beautiful. But that is going to be it for this video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy hunting the new Axis deer, and I'll see you guys again soon.